Hello everyone, I'm Evelyn Jessica Thoris from TradeSmart Online. If you can hear my voice and see the video clearly, kindly type yes in the chat window. For those who have just joined us, kindly adjust the video quality from the settings given to better the resolution. And please give me a confirmation over the chat window that you all can hear my voice and view the video clearly. So as I've received yes from our viewers, I hope everyone can hear my voice clearly and view the video. So I'll be beginning with this webinar. Hello and welcome everyone to today's webinar. This webinar is conducted by TradeSmart Online. I am Evelyn Jessica Thoris, your presenter for today. Before we begin with this webinar, I would take you all to about few things. This webinar would detail about the basic feature about the Sign Mobile application. This webinar would go about 45 to 50 minutes, where I will brief you all about the features on the Sign Mobile application and how one can put them to use. So in case in between, if you have any doubts or queries, you can just note it down somewhere. So at the end of the session, you can submit the same in the chat window and I would answer you all from here. So few months back, we had conducted a customer satisfaction survey where we had received very positive feedbacks regarding the application. We had also received some suggestions for adding few features like aftermarket order, fund transfer, charting facility and scanners, etc. into a mobile app. So considering all those suggestions, we have launched Sign mobile application to ease your trading experience. So today in this webinar, the things that we would cover up would be login, how we can log in into the Sign mobile application, what are the features available on the login screen. We'll get to the dashboard and all the components available on the dashboard. We'll see what is market overview in detail. Market overview is a feature of the dashboard. There are many columns to it and we would see how we can put that to use. We would also see how we can create a watch list. Here we can create a market watch and trade. That is, we can buy and sell and trade from here. So we'll talk about how we can create it. The next thing that we'll talk about is fund transfer. So lastly, we'll talk about fund transfer. So here we'll know how to transfer funds in and out and also check the status for the same. So you all can download the Sign mobile application from the Google Play Store or even from the App Store if you have an iPhone. And once you've downloaded this mobile app, you'll get this icon on your screen. And when you click on it, the login page will appear. So here we've given a client-based login and a guest-based login. Client-based login is for all the clients who have opened an account with us, and guest-based login is meant for all of them who are not our clients but your friends and you want to explore this mobile app. So even if you're not our client, you can log into the Sign mobile application through the guest-based login. So we'll do a client-based login, and here we get to enter our client code, our login details. So we have to click on it, enter the login details. Once we enter the login details, we get a button to validate. If we have entered the login details correctly, we would get to the password entering page, and if not, it would give us a prompt message to enter the login details correctly. So now sometimes it so happens that we enter our passwords incorrect more than thrice and our account gets blocked. So in this case, we can unblock our account from here itself. This feature available on the login page is unblock account. And when we click on it, we just have to enter our user details, that is the user ID, PAN card number, and our registered email ID. And when we click on submit, our account would be unblocked. Similarly, if we have forgotten our passwords or we've entered it incorrectly more than thrice and we've forgotten it, so we can just go to click on forgot password, enter the login details, submit them, and a new set of passwords would be emailed to us on our registered email ID. Likewise, we can do the same for resetting our security questions. So all these features available diminishes our need to call the customer service every now and then for small queries like unblocking account or for resetting the password. So let's go ahead and validate this. Once we click on validate, it takes us to enter the passwords. Here we enter the password, click on validate again. Security questions have been asked and we'll answer them. Click on submit. And we've logged into the Sign Mobile application. So this is the first page that views when we log into the Sign Mobile application. That's the dashboard. So on the dashboard, there are many components as we can see, and we'll look into it one by one. So the first thing that we view on the dashboard is the market indices. These are the three basic market indices that views, and these change their values with real-time basis. So this is the live market. It fluctuates according to the live market values. And when we click on them, it takes us to the market overview. So as we can see, with the help of a diagram, here it is illustrated that in a particular index, how many of the stocks percentage have seen advance, that is an upward movement, and how many of them have seen a downward movement. So as we see it for Nifty 50, there is 45.10% of the stocks that have seen advance. That means these stocks have seen an upward movement with respect to yesterday's closing price. And we also get to know that 54.90% of them have seen a downward movement. So these are the basic market index explanation illustrated with the help of a diagram. We can also check for the volume over here and the percentage change. So as we can view this for Nifty 50, we can also do the same for other market index as for Nifty 100, Nifty 500, Bank Nifty, etc. So next to market overview, there is indices. And when we click on the indices, it gives us the detail of all the market index. So this gives us a last traded price and also a column where it shows the percentage change and a price change with respect to yesterday's closing price. So we can view all the market indexes in a tabular format. So next to indices, there is top movers. In top movers, it shows us all the stocks that have seen a movement with respect to yesterday's closing price. Now, top movers is again subcategorized into gainers to show all the stocks that have seen an upward movement, and losers to show all the stocks that have seen a downward movement. Again, when you go to top movers and gainers, it gives you the option to discrete it into exchange wise. If you want to know it for equity, we can select NSE or BSE. And if you want to know it for commodity, we have to select MCX. Not only that, we can also view it instrument wise. So we want to know it for equity, we just have to click on equity for the stocks. And if we want to know it for futures and option, we have to select the option of derivatives. Likewise, if you want to know it for currency, we have to click on currency, and it would show us all the top movers of currency. And it also is discreted with the percentage wise change or price wise change. So here we have to select our choice, and we get a lot of them. So as per your choice and as per your convenience, you can keep it percentage wise change or price wise change. Not only that, as this is the top mover gainers for overall stocks in NSE, we can also categorize it index wise. There's the option of all. If we want to only view it for index, particular index, that is Nifty 50 or Bank Nifty, we can do the same from here. So as it is for gainers, it is same for losers. In losers, we get to see all the companies that have seen a downward movement today, and it is seen in red, as red is a diminishing sign. So again, this is discreted and subcategorized exchange wise, instrument wise, price change or percentage change wise, or index change wise. So this was for top movers. The next thing we get to see is the top volume gainers. In top volume gainers, we get all the stocks that have seen the most volume in them today. So whether they have seen an upward or a downward movement, these are all the stocks that have seen a volume in them, a lot of trading in them today. So again, this can be discreted exchange wise, instrument wise, and also index wise. And if we want to know it percentage wise change or price wise change, that also can be done. So these are the top volume gainers. So these are some things that would help our clients, help the traders to know. So we get to know these are the stocks that have seen the most of the volume. They also get to know there are gainers and there are losers in them. So why, to know more about it, you all can always visit the site or Money Control to get to know more information about it to plan your trades. Next to top movers, there is corporate action given. In corporate action, it features all the companies that have announced their corporate event. So it is also, the purpose is also given over here. Firstly, we see the company name, we see the corporate event that they've announced, we get to see the record date and the expiry date also. So, for example, there is IOC that they have announced their interim dividend, and the record date is also given and the expiry date is also given. So, to know more about it, you can always visit NSE India website and the BSE India website. But to know if you have any stocks in your holding, and if you want to know if they're announcing their corporate event, you can just do the same over here. You'll get to know what are the corporate action, what is the purpose of them. So no need to explore it. Previously, these features were not added, so it was always a need to call the customer service or to the registrar what is the event happening, or you had to Google it. So now it becomes easier to you inside a mobile application. These features are available that tell you more about your stock holdings. So as we seen corporate action, next to that we get an option of bulk block deals. Bulk block deals is when there is a trading for a quantity above 5 lakh of shares, or for the amount over 5 crores. So these are the big transactions that happen in the exchange. So a retailer to know about this, they have to go to the NSE India site and visit through many of the blogs. So over here, it's given a detailed information that these of the companies are having their bulk block deal event today. They are having a big transaction. So you can see it from here. You can do your research and marketing, and from that, you can also plan your future trades. You'll know more about the company, that why this company is wanting to get into such deals. The next feature we see is market status. In market status, it simply shows us all the status of the market, that which of the market is open, which of the market is closed, whether the auction market is open or no. So this is just basically the market status. If you're a fresh user, if you're a new trader, you want to know which of the market is open. If you know nothing about the market, this is a place in the market overview where you can view which of the market is open and which of them is closed. So this was for the market overview tab. We get back to the dashboard. As you can see, there's a home button over here. This home button is nothing but it takes us back to the main home screen, that is our dashboard. So we need not press our back key again and again. We just have to click on the home button. It takes us to the dashboard. So as we have completed the market overview, we get on to the next component of the dashboard, that is the MTM. So MTM overviews the consolidated amount of all the open positions over here. MTM is the mark to market. So this is the MTM for today. That shows me that all the positions that I had open today, this is the MTM for the same, the mark to market. And as you all can see, it is fluctuating because we have a position open. And to know which of the position is open, we just have to click on MTM. It takes us to net position and it gives us a script wise explanation of the same. So as we can see over here, we have the MTM, we have the stocks that have seen advances and declines. So we had three stocks from which two of them have seen an upward movement and one of them have seen a decline. The next is the realized amount. So this is when we square off our position, we get to see it over here. So again, the symbol is given, the net quantity is given, and the buy average is given. If we've sold any of it, the average sell price is also given. This is a mark to market of the position that we hold, and if we squared off the position, we would have seen it in realize. And to know more, we just have to click on the script that we have. As we click on USD INR over here, it gives us a detailed information again. So this is the LTP of the USD INR script. From NSE exchange, we had purchased it and we had purchased it in the product type of MIS, that is intraday. So we had short sold this position. So it's given as sell quantity. We have a total sell value over here. As you can see, this is in minus. That means you have sold the script. This is a sell value. So it would also show us if we had carry forward by this position or if we are carry forwarding any of the previous positions, and also the carry forward buy value and the sell value. So it gives us a total information about the script, and the past information also is given over here. As you all can see, CF is for carry forward. So it gives us information if previously we had bought the script or sold the script and we are holding the position of the same. So this is the detailed information. Not only the detailed information is given, but also there's an option to square it off or to add more of them or to convert the position. So when we click on square off, it takes us straight away to the trade tab. The script that we had selected is already present here. It is clicked on buy already. We just have to enter the quantity, our price type, and we have to submit it. So it's as easy as that. You need not go to the trade tab looking at your position. You can do it straight away from the net positions. So let's get back. As we got as we can square off the position, we can also add more of these position. Similarly, it will take us to the trade tab and we can add more of it. So not only adding more or squaring off, we can also convert our positions from here. When we click on convert, it gives us the product summary that we have selected, the old product type. So we had purchased it in MIS. Now if we want to carry forward the position, we get the new product type. And we also get the quantity. So we can not only make the position convert, we can also do a partial position conversion from here. So if we had many of the quantities and we want to, supposingly example, we have 100 quantities and we only want to convert 50 of them, we can do the same from here, providing we have amount for the same. We just have to click on convert. It would give us an order summary and a confirmation again. It would ask us if you want to convert it, and we can do the same from here. So I hope everybody is clear with the MTM part, the net position part. Let's get back to the dashboard to look at the other features and components. Mr. Bhavi Chawda has a question over here. Are you going to post this video on your YouTube channel? Surely, Mr. Chawda, we'll be uploading this video and we'll also be mailing you the link for the same. So if you've missed out on any of the part, you can review it through that. So as we saw MTM for mark to market, we also can see the DP holdings over here. So this is the consolidated and the total valuation of the holdings that we hold. And to know it in detail, we just have to click on it. It takes us to the DP holding tab where script wise explanation of the holdings that we hold are given. Again, you can see there is advance and decline. So we also get to know how many of the stocks have seen an advance, that means a upward movement, and how many of them have seen a downward movement. Again, it's given symbol wise and the total holdings that we hold, the last traded price and the total valuation of our holding, script wise, and also the total valuation. So it is very easy for one to know what is the total valuation of it. And when you just click on it, it gives you a detailed information. In these scripts, you hold this much and this much is the valuation of it. So we click on one of the script, one of the holding that we have, and it gives us a detailed information from where we had purchased this equity, whether it was from NSE or BSE, how many of them we have used it. That means we had 50 shares in holding, and if we have sold any of them today, it would be shown in used. And if we have any of them in collateral, that can also be viewed over here. And this is the total holding value that we have. So this is the information that one needs to know about it, from where we had purchased it, how many of them are used, that means how many of them I have sold, how many of them I have kept as collateral, what is the total valuation. Everything is given on this DP holding tab. And similarly, as you can see it, for as we had seen for MTM, we could square off and add more. We can do the same from here. So there is no convert position tab because this is DP holdings. We cannot convert our holdings. So when if you want to sell it, we have to sell it in the same product type. So we do not get a conversion option over here, but we surely get the position to square off or to add more. So if you want to square it off, we again would be taken to the trade tab and we can square off. And if you want to add more, we'll be taken to the trade tab again and we can add more to it. So let's get back to the dashboard. I hope everybody is clear with the DP Holdings tab and how we can view it and how we can trade from there. If you want to square it off, if you want to add more to it. So as we have questions from our client, we would surely talk about how to place a SL order, and I would explain you all how you all can place a SL order. And Mr. Kanaya, we will surely talk about how we can place a cover order and bracket order. We are going in a sequence, so we'll get to that surely. I hope that is fine with the viewers. So let's go ahead. After the DP holdings, it is a place where we can view our balance. Your trading balance is given over here. This is the net available amount. Now we just view the net available amount over here. And if we want to know what is the margin used for the day, what was our opening, etc., we just have to click on the tab. And it takes us to the limit tab over here. So detailed information is again given for the trading balance that we have. So here it is again discreted. If we want to know it for equity, currency, and derivatives, you have to select the all level. If you want to know it for commodity, we just have to click on commodity, and it will show us for commodity. So as we can see, there's a payout amount section given over here. If we have requested a payout, it would show us in this. So this was the opening balance for the day. 5,000 was my opening balance. There's no pay in amount. I did not pay in anything today. That's the reason this is zero. Booked P&L would show me all the positions that have been booked for the day, that have been squared off, the profit and loss of the same. Unbooked for all the unsquared off positions, for all the open positions. Now here we get to see the utilize amount. So this much amount was utilized to create my margin. So 218 rupees point 83 paise was the amount that had been used today. So it is shown in the utilized amount, and after deducting it from the opening balance, I get my net cash available. That means this is my free cash that I can trade off. So this is a detailed information given about the trading balance. And on the dashboard, you just get your net available balance. This gives you the balance that is available for trading. And if you want to know how come you're given this balance, you just have to click on it. It would explain you how you are up to this balance, what is the margin used, how much amount you had paid out, and how much of the margin was used for creating a position. So I hope everybody is clear with this limit part. The next component we see on our dashboard is the orders. This is the overview of all the orders that we have. That is, zero of them are pending. So we do not have any of the orders in pending. We have two of the traded orders. That means we have two orders that have been executed for the day. And we also have the order. In others, we get to see all the rejected, cancelled, executed, non-executed, all of them are in others. So this is the overview of the order status that we have. And when we click on it, we get to the order status. So this is the order book where we get to know all the orders that we have, whether it is rejected, cancelled, executed, whatever it is, we get to see it in the order book. So as we can see, S is a symbol for sell. So if we have short sold any position or if we have sold a position, it will be in S, and B is for buy in green. Again, this is discreted status wise. If you want to know for the status all the orders whether rejected, we just have to click on all. And if you want to know only of the open orders, we only want to know what is the order, what are the orders that are in open, we just have to select open. This is as per our convenience to lessen the confusion in the order book. So we stick to all, and as we can see, all the orders that I had placed for the day is given away here. We also get the order rejection reason. So if we click on it, here's the rejection reason that we get. So we need not, we've known that our order is rejected. Now we want to know why our order is rejected. We need not call the customer service. We just have to click on it and we get the rejection reason for the same. So why our order was rejected. So if there is any confusion later, you can contact the service. But to know, the simple details are given just as it is. Next to order book, we get to is trade book. So in the order book, we get to see all the orders, right? So in trade book, we only get to see the orders that have been executed for the day. So in the order book, it would show us rejected, cancelled, and all the orders for the day. But in the trade book, it would only show us the orders that have been executed and accepted by the market. So this again lessens the confusion. So in order book, you'll get all orders. So for example, if I have placed 4 orders for the day, 2 of them were executed, 1 was rejected, and 1 was cancelled by me. So I get to see all the orders, all the 4 orders in the order book. In the trade book, I'll be only viewing those 2 orders that had got executed. So this was for the order status. We get back to the dashboard. So one of our viewers have a question over here. Will this amount be reflecting every day evening after trade or after one day? Uh, I'm extremely sorry, sir. Can you just elaborate on the query? You get your trading balance every day. I hope this is the answer for your question. If you have, can you just elaborate on your query so I get more idea of what you exactly want to know? You can submit your question. You can submit your doubt. I'll be continuing with this webinar, and I'll surely give you the answer for the same. So, getting back to the webinar, getting back to the dashboard, we've completed with the orders. There's another component and the last component, that is positions. This is again the overview of all the positions that we have longed. That means we have purchased. We also get to know the positions that we have short sold. That means we have sold the position first and we would buy it later. So short positions are given over here, and all the positions that we have squared off. So this is the overview of it, and when we click on it, it gives us the detail information, that is the script wise information. So this is nothing but the net position, the same thing that we had viewed in MTM. As you all can see, we get back to the dashboard, we click on MTM, this is the net position given. Similarly, when we click on positions, we get to the net position. So this is nothing but the same concept that we had in MTM. It is just to have an overview of how many positions of them have been long, how many of them have been short sold, and how many of them have been squared off. So this was the top part of the dashboard. As you all can see at the bottom, there's a watch list, holding, order, position, and search tab. Watch list we would discuss about. Holding is nothing but the DP holdings over here again. Order is again for the order status. Position to know about the positions that we have, the detail information. And search is a tab where we can search for the script we want and we can add. So we'll get back to that. So I hope everybody is clear up till now. We have done with the login part. We have done with the market overview tab. We are done with the dashboard, and we move further to watch list. So let's get to the watch list. When we click on watch list, we have a watch list that has been already created for us. So first we'll delete this watch list. To know how we can delete it, we can delete our scripts. We have to click on the right top. There are 3 vertical dots given. Click on delete scripts. To select all, click on delete. You can also delete the market watch. To now we'll learn how we can create our own market watch. So click on manage watch list. There we had deleted scripts. Now to delete a market watch, we can do the same from here. And let's create our watch list. So as market 1 is already created, we'll create market 2. We write the market watch name. We click on plus. And here our market watch is created successfully. We have to click on the submission OK. You have to select the market watch. So as we see, there's a script that has been already added by default. So this script is added by default. So when we create a market watch, one script gets added by default. Okay. So over here again, there is symbol name, the script that we've added, the last traded price of the stock. It fluctuates in real-time base. The volume. So this was a volume of the stock that has been traded today. It also gives us a percentage wise change and a price wise change. So again, not to cause confusion, it is with respect to yesterday's closing price. And if it is in decline, it would be seen in red. And if it is in positive upward movement, it would be seen in green. So this was the watch list. This was the script that had been already added. We'll add our own scripts now. We just have to click on the option side, click on add script. So here it takes us to the search symbol, the symbol that we had seen at the end of the dashboard in the right corner. This is the search symbol. So here we get to the exchange. We can select the exchange we want, whether we want for equity, that is NSE, derivatives NSE again. If we want it for currency, we just have to select NSE. The next is MCX. MCX is when we want to view it for commodity. BSC is for if you want to add scripts of Bombay Stock Exchange. So this is the NSE script that we'll add now. We get to segregate it instrument wise. So there is equity. So we'll add one script of equity first. We have to type in the search symbol the script that we want. We just have to type 2 to 3 alphabets and it would give us all the companies that have been trading into. It'll give us like Google it is. It would give us the options that what we want. So we've just searched for Tata, and in the search result we've got all the companies that have been trading in Tata, like for Tata Motors, Tata Power, all the companies that are registered in the exchange under Tata. So this is for Tata, and we get some of the symbols over here. T is for trade. We'll look into it. Q is for the snap quote. This is a charting facility available in the mobile application. This is an advanced feature, so we'll take it in the next webinar. This is a plus symbol to add it to the watch list. So it again asks us an option. If we've created more than one watch list, it gives us, it asks us a question in which watch list we want to add it. So we'll just add it to market one. Add. So this was how we could add scripts to the watch list of equity. Okay, now we'll add one of the futures. So FUTCUR is for future currency. FUTIDX is for future index. We click on FUTIDX. We search for a script of Bank Nifty. Again, only enter 2 to 3 alphabet. It would give you the search result. Over here, you get to see the search result of Bank Nifty in futures respectively with their expiry dates. So this is the near month expiry, this is a far month expiry. So it gives us the Bank Nifty script with their respective expiry date. So there is no confusion. So this is a future of 30th March. We'll go ahead and add this. Now we can add this to MarketWatch 2. So this is done. We go back and add an option. So we had added a future index, that is a future of Bank Nifty. Now we go ahead and add an option. So FUTIVX is for future volatility, FUTSTK is for future stock, and OPTCUR is for option currency, OPTIDX is for option index, OPTSTK is for option stock. So these are the instrument name one needs to know, and you all can easily Google it or go to NSE India sites if you all are not aware of it. So let's go ahead and add option stock. We search for the option stock of Axis. So here we've got our search results for Axis. So over here, the confusion of the option type is also cleared because we get it with the expiry date and also with the option type. So this is again the near month expiry, far month expiry given, and also with the option type. So we just have to select one. So we'll go ahead and we'll select Axis Bank 30th March expiry put option. And when we click on it, we get the option to enter the strike price. This is all to lessen more of the confusion that creates when you have to add a particular script. So we can search for our strike price over here, or we can just scroll down and get the search results, and we want to know what expiry we want. We want to know what strike price we want. We just have to click on plus, and that would be added to the MarketWatch. So now we've added one equity, one option script, one future script, and now we go ahead and add a commodity also. So here's the option of MCX. Instrument is FutureCom because we trade in futures of commodity. We search for crude mini. So as we have searched for crude, the search results displays all the scripts that are in crude. So there is crude oil mini, crude oil mini with their respective expiries again. So we just add crude oil mini to the watch list. So now we've also added a commodity. So now we get back and check on the watch list that we had created. So we had added this of the scripts to the watch list in Market Watch 1. If we click on the drop down, we get Market Watch 2, and we see that we have the other stocks that we had added into it in Market Watch 2. So again, TCS is by default that is added when you create a Market Watch. So as you can see, the symbol name is given, their particular expiry is given, the type of stock is given, the last traded price is given, the volume is given, and also the percentage wise change and price wise change is given. One more feature is available on this. There's a star symbol if you all can view to select your favorite stock. So as you can click on the star symbol, it brightens up in golden to select our favorite stock. So we have a line of stocks in our watch list, and now we want to add one of them as favorite. So we can just do it by clicking the star symbol and it would be added as a favorite one. We just have to click it back again and it would be unblinked and it won't be our favorite anymore. So it's a simple feature that is added to enhance your trading experience again. So on top of the market watch, there is a bull symbol given, as you can see, bull in green. Because the markets were bullish today, there is a bull symbol in green. When we click on it, it gives us the basic market index again. So this bull symbol is given on all the market tabs, in all the tabs that are available. If you go on holdings, you'll get this. If you go on orders, you'll get this. So again, this feature is added to lessen your work to go back to the watch list again and again to know about the market index. So these are the basic market indices everyone uses for day-to-day trading. This is Sensex, Nifty 50, Bank Nifty, USD INR spot for currency traders. So you just have to click on it. It displays the market index. Click on it again, it disappears. So as the markets were bullish today, it's a bull in green. If the markets were supposed to be down, if there was a decline in the markets today, it would be a bear symbol in red. So now we know how we can add the stocks to our market watch. We go ahead and we see how we can trade the same. We just simply have to click on the script. There's an option given of T, that is for trade. Q is for snapshots, and this is a charting facility. We click on Q to view the snapshot. When we click on the snapshot, it gives us the overview of the stock the script that we've selected, the last traded price, the percentage change, and the price wise change. There's a drop down given. When we click on it, it gives us the open, high, low, and previous close. So this is the depth of the market. As the markets are closed, you cannot view the uh, total quantity buyers and the total quantity. The best 5 buyers and the best 5 sellers are also viewed over here. There are many other features into the snapshot, and these are some advanced features, and we're running out of time, so we'll take this in the next webinar again. So this is the for the snapshot. So if you want to know the open, high, low, close, you just have to click on Q, and you get it everywhere when you go to search a script or anything. So as easy as that. So I hope everybody is clear with the Q part, that is the snapshot. We get back to how we can trade. Click on the script, click on T. Here we get to the trade tab. So this is again basically the summary of the script that we've selected. The action we have to select, whether to buy or to sell. When we click on buy, it blinks in green. When we click on sell, it blinks in red. So we select buy. We have to select the quantity. We can enter the quantity with a keypad, or we can simply click on plus and it would be added. And this is the value, this is the price. So if we've selected limit, we can enter the price. We get an option to edit the price. If we've selected the price type, this is a price type basically. So if we've selected limit, we get to edit the price, enter our own price. If we select market, we can enter the we do not get an option to enter our price. It get purchased at the market price, whatever it is. Then there is SL for stop loss and SLM for stop loss market. So Mr. Chavda had a question about how we can place a stop loss order. So one of our viewers had a query of how we can place a stop loss order. So here's the option. You have to select the price type as SL. You get to know the market price over here. So SL has to be placed. So SL will place it for sell. So I'll give you a simple example. Now the market price of the same is 470 and you've purchased it at 470. So now I feel the markets are going to go deliberately down. So I place a stop loss. So I want to place a stop loss. I feel that I can bear a loss for 5 rupees. So I place a stop loss. Here I have to place the limit order to place a price, and I feel that I can bear loss up to 465. If the markets go by 465, I want my stock to be squared off. So I've selected SL, I've placed my price. In SL, we get the option of placing two prices. We get an option of placing a price range. So I've placed 465 over here. I have to place a trigger price now. So my trigger price would be 465.50. So now I have given a range for my stop loss. So when the market falls down, it would first hit my trigger price because it is above the price. When it would hit the trigger price, my order would get activated. And then between the trigger and the price, my order will get executed. So in SL, it increases the chances of getting your stop loss order executed between this range. So there's a 50 paise gap. Once it is hit to this trigger, my order would get activated, and between the trigger price and the price, my order will get executed. So this is for SL, and we have an option of SLM also. So in stop loss market, you see this price type is disabled. So you only get to place the trigger price. We only have to place the trigger price. And when we place the trigger price, when the market comes down, hits this trigger price, our order will be activated. And it may so happen that the order would be executed at this price or at the next price, whatever the demand and supply level is at. So it can happen that the market, my order that I'm placing for SL would be executed at 465.50, or it would be executed at 465, or it may also happen that my order would be executed at 467. So this totally depends upon the market movement, but it would hit the trigger price and only then your order would be executed, whatever it is. I hope, Ms. Chawda, I'm clear with your query. We also have a stop loss blog on our website. You can go through it for more clarification of the same. So now we just place a limit order. At 469. Now I've placed a buy limit order for 469, and here I get to select my order type, the product type, that is CNC for cash and carry. If I want to take equity in delivery, it'll be CNC. MIS is for margin intraday square off. If I want to buy it and square it off today itself, square off my position today itself before 310, I would select MIS. NRML is to carry forward the position in derivatives, option derivatives, currency, and in commodity market. So to carry forward, to take equity in delivery, we have to select CNC. To carry forward the position of derivatives and currency, we have to select NRML. This is CO, cover order, and BO, bracket order. These are the newly added features into the Sign mobile application. So we'll talk about CO and BO. When we select CO, this is the cover order. So cover order is two-legged order. First leg is where you buy, and the second leg is where you get to place your stop loss. So cover order is again a intraday order. So you have to square it off before 310, or it would be squared off from our end at the market price. So here we get to place it at so we want to buy it. We can place it at the market price or the limit price. We have to enter the price that we want, and here we get to place a trigger price. Now trigger price, there is a trigger price range given. So in case of buy, we'll select the range given over here. As the markets are closed, the price are not displaying. If the markets were open, it would be displayed. So again, we've bought it. So for selling, we get a stop loss range over here. As you all can see, we have to place the trigger price between this range, and we have to submit it, and our order will be executed. So once the buy is executed, if the market falls down, our stop loss would be executed, and if the market goes up, reaches your price, desired price, you just have to go in the order book and exit the second leg, and your order would be executed at the market price. So this is for the cover order. The next is bracket order. We click on bracket order. Bracket order is a three-legged order. Again, we can place it at limit price. We have to buy it at limit price. We get the option of validity. It's also intraday order, so validity would be a day. Then we have to place a square of sell. That means we can place a target sell. So we select on ABS for absolute. Absolute is with a difference of 1 rupee. Ticks is with the difference of paise. In 1 rupee, there are 20 ticks. So if you want to keep it in a difference of paise, we have to select ticks. So lessen the confusion, we'll go with absolute. We buy it at 470. And now I want to sell off my position when the market reaches 475. So the difference between 470 and 475 is 5 rupees. So I select absolute. My square of price, I will only enter the difference between the price and the square of price. So when the market goes by 475, I want my order to be squared off. And if the market goes down by 2 rupees, let's say if the market goes for 468, I want my order to square off. So I'll select absolute again, click on the price and enter it too. There's an option of trailing stop loss also. So if I keep LTP and the trailing stop loss as 1, if the market moves up by 1 rupee, my stop loss would be also moved by 1 rupee. Supposingly, if I've purchased it at 100, market goes for 101, and I've kept a stop loss of 95. My stop loss would be moved by 1 rupee, and my stop loss, the new stop loss price would be 96. So this is a trailing stop loss. It is not required for everyone to keep a trailing stop loss. You need not keep your trailing stop loss. You can only keep the square of price and the stop loss price. But remember to keep these in the difference. You cannot place it as 475. You just have to keep the difference and in a range. So I hope everybody is clear with the cover order and the bracket order. If not, there's also a blog regarding the same on our website. You can please visit our website and read regarding the same. See, so we go back to our normal order, MIS order. So we've bought 3 quantities, buy and disclosed quantity. We need not again place it. This is the order value. As we see, We want to purchase three quantities in 470 rupees. So this is the total order value of it. There's an option of aftermarket order. So this option is available in the mobile application. Previously, this was not available in the mobile application. And to place an aftermarket order, our clients and all the users had to go on to the web-based portal or make it from the call and trade department or do the same from the software. But this is added into the mobile application. There's a checkbox given. So this is the normal order that we've placed. And when we click on it, this becomes the aftermarket order. Aftermarket order timings are from 5:30 to next day 9. So you can place an aftermarket order from here itself. So we have a query, but SL is not necessarily be executed in case stock price falls suddenly. I lost huge money few days back because back for Acrotech. Uh, so you can give us your contact number. We'll see what was the order that you placed. Probably the order trail that you had placed, the values that you placed were not correct or whatever it is, we'll discuss it over the call. You can submit your mobile number and your client code. We'll revert you back over the email or we'll give you a call, sir. I hope that would be fine. So now we place an aftermarket order. Now we click on this aftermarket order. There's a submit button on top. Click on submit. It gives us the order summary of the order that we've placed. So this was the buy order for Tata Motors. We've purchased three quantities of the same. The product was MIS, the validity was for a day. This is the total value or value of the order. Now if we want to go ahead with it, we can click on confirm, and if we want to modify it, it will take us back to the trade tab. So again, we get, once we submit the order, we also get a chance. If we want to modify the order, we get a total order summary, and if we want to modify, we can click on modify and edit the order. And if we are okay with the order that we've placed, we are satisfied, we just have to click on confirm. This gives us a success that our order has been placed, and it takes us directly to the order status. So as we see, we have placed the order. We get an option whether we want to submit it or whether we want to modify it. We get a success, that success intimation that our order has been successfully placed, and then straight away we are taken to the order book. So this follows the line of orders, and we do not have to place it. We do not have to view our orders. We do not have to panic. So this takes us just in a straight line. We place the order, we get to the sequence that the confirm the summary of the order, then we get to the confirmation that the order is placed, and we are taken to the order status. So this reduces and lessens the stress level of a trader trading from the mobile. So this is taken to the order status, and as we see, our order is rejected. We have to click on it. We get the rejection reason. The rejection reason is admin stopped AMO. That means we have placed the after order before the aftermarket order timings. That's the reason we're getting this, because the time now is 4:58, and aftermarket order can only be placed after 5:30. So this is how we can place the order, how we can add a script, how we can place the order, how we can check the status, and if it is rejected, how we can check the rejection reason. Over here, there is a pawn symbol given. What is this now? This is nothing but if our orders get sometimes executed partially. So it is shown over here. So if we've purchased three of them, supposingly by if we've placed a market order, and by the market demand and supply forces, only one of them get executed, then it would be 1 on 3. Okay, so this is the fraction of the orders that have been completed. So we get back to the dashboard. Okay, sir, you had placed the stop loss order through Sher Khan. So they must have some other mechanism than us. I would be clear about, I would be confident about explaining you the mechanism that we follow for stop loss. I do not know about Sher Khan. You'll have to have a word with their customer support department. So getting back to the webinar, up till now, we've seen how we can log in, what are the features of the dashboard, the components on it, and we've spoken about the market overview. We've gone through the watch list, how we can add, delete, and trade. The last thing that we have to cover is fund transfer. I hope up till now, all the queries that our clients had regarding the software have been cleared. And if you still have any queries, you can note it down and submit it in the chat window. I will surely give you all answers. So over here, you can also view a I symbol. That is nothing but the information symbol that is available, and it is available on all the screens. This is nothing but it defines the tab that is open to us. So it would give you, it is given on all the tabs that is there, and it gives you the information of the things that are available on the screen. It defines the tab exactly. So this is for the information symbol. Besides dashboard, there's a slide down menu bar we can see, and when we click on it, a menu slides out. Here is the option of all the things that we had gone through and some of the things that we'll go through the next time. So firstly, this gives us an information of the logged in user. Then again, there's a dashboard. So if we are on other screen, we just have to click on the slide down menu bar. We can get to the dashboard. Then there's the option of limits that we saw today, the trading balance in detail, the fund transfer that we'll be talking about in a few minutes. Markets is nothing but market overview. We saw market overview. Then there's the option of analytics. Analytics gives you strategies, market scanners. These are all advanced features, and we'll be taking this in the next webinar. So we go back to the option calculator. There's option calculator also. So all those who trade an option can calculate their delta, beta, gamma from the option calculator available on the mobile screen. There's this basic market settings and the logout option. So you can log out from the Sign mobile application through the slide down and the option of logout. So we get to the fund transfer tab. We click on fund transfer. It takes us to the fund transfer tab. Here there's pay in when we want to transfer funds from our bank account to our trading account. So we get to select the segment first of all, in which segment we want to transfer the funds. It would be cash if you want to do it for equity, FNO, derivative and currency. It would be COM if you want to do it for commodity. Then we get an option to select the bank name. So we have two bank linked. So we get to select a bank, and as we select the bank, the account number is given by default. It appears by default. So you need not worry if you're selecting a bank, you need to enter the account number or something like that. The account number registered with us is filled in the tab by default. We just have to enter the amount. We enter the amount and click on the button enter. We just have to click on the submit button, enter. It gives us a merchant reference number. We can take the screenshot of the same, or we can note it down somewhere for our future reference. We click on OK. Once we click on OK, it takes us to the internet banking page. So it is directly taken to the internet banking page of the bank that we had selected. We had Axis and Kotak, and we had selected Axis, so it has directed to the internet banking page. So now here we can log in. We can adjust the screen through the pinch and pinch out with the help of our fingers. We just have to enter the login ID, the password, click on submit, and the pay-in procedures will follow. This is how we can transfer funds from our bank account to our trading account safely and soundly without thinking twice. So this is how we can transfer funds in. Now we see how we can transfer funds out. We click on payout tab. Here's some information given about when we can request a payout, because when we trade an equity, it is usually that the amount gets settled in T plus 2 days. So we get the pay, we can only request a payout after that. So again, we have to select the exchange from where we want to request a payout, whether we want it from commodity or from cash, because we have two different accounts maintained for equity and for commodity. Then we have to select the bank. We have to enter the amount that we want to request a payout for. The remarks would be always towards clear balance. Now there are two buttons given over here. There is a submit button and there's a reset button. If we click on reset, all the values that we had entered would be reset and we can enter it again. And if we click on submit, it would be submitted and the alert message would be given. We just have to click on OK. So I do not have the commodity account activated, and that's the reason the alert message was there that you do not have the amount to be withdrawn. So we select cash and cash because I have that account activated. Click on submit and it takes us to the payout status. So over here, it gives us a detailed information of our client ID, from where we have requested a payout, the date and the time, the amount we had requested a payout, the status that it is still in pending, the remark that is always towards clear balance. It even shows us the time, at what time we had requested a payout, and in what minutes and what seconds it was requested. Now again over here, if we want to export, modify or cancel it, that means if we want to cancel or modify our payout, we just have to click on the radio button over here and we can click on modify and we can modify our order. We submit back. So if you want to modify our order, we can do the same. So now we submitted the order, we've modified and submitted it again. And if you want to cancel the payout request that we've made, we just have to click on the radio button and click on cancel and our order would be cancelled. So it gives us a confirmation that the payout request that we have made is cancelled. So this is how we can transfer funds from our trading account to your bank account. We click on status. So not only we can transfer funds in and out, we can also check the status for the same. So here we have to enter the valid values in it, the request type that we want to request a payout, the segment we had requested a payout from, the amount range to be more precise about the funds. So I had requested a payout today. So I've selected the request type as payout and I've given the payout range over here. And then I select the date. Click on go. So I had entered the values incorrectly and it gave me an alert message. So now I click on the go submission button and here I see the status of my payout. So the status is given that I've cancelled the payout and it is given in detail at what time the cancellation was done and by whom the cancellation was done, the cancelled by client. So as we can see, we can check the status also for the same. So this was for the fund transfer. As I told you, there's a information button given and it explains you about the tab. So it is given on all the tabs. If you have any confusion, you can get back to that. So I have more queries from our clients. So Mr. Kanaya wants an explanation about absolute and tick in cover order and bracket order. So Mr. Kanaya, absolute is with the difference of 1 rupee. So if you want, supposingly, if you have purchased it at 10 rupees, you want to square it off at 5 rupees. So the difference is, sorry, you want to square it off at 15 rupees. So the difference is 5 rupees, right? So when you place it in absolute, you will just place the difference of 5. And if you place it in ticks, now ticks is with the difference of paise. So in 1 rupee, there are 20 ticks. That means it is a movement of 5 paise. So you have to multiply 5 by 20, that is 100. So if you select ticks, you just have to enter 100 and it would be the same. So when it moves by 100 ticks, that is 5 rupees, your order would be executed. And it is only available in the bracket order, the ticks and the absolute one. In cover order, it is given a range, so you only have to place your order range. The next question is by Mr. Vinod. Is there a portfolio feature wherein one can see the scripts they hold along with the detail like the purchase price, current market price, and the profit and loss in terms of percentage? Mr. Vinod, you can view your portfolio from the DP holdings given over here, but you won't see the buy price exactly. To know about the buy price, you have to visit your back office. Here you will get to know the buy average price, and that would be accordingly with respect to yesterday's closing price. So to know more about your purchase price, you have to visit the back office. That the link for the same is on our website. You have to enter your login details. The user ID would be the client code, the password would be the PAN card number, your PAN card number. You can go over there. In reports, you'll find order summary, and from there you can log in. And the link for the same is also available in the settings tab that we have. It takes you to the back office. You just have to slide down the menu, go on settings, then on links, and you can go to the back office and know your purchase price. I hope, Mr. Vinod, I've addressed your query. Yes, Mr. Kanaya, the same answer would be applicable for you too. To know about your purchase price, you have to go to the back office. In the application, in this mobile application, it would be the buy average price. So if you want to exactly know the buy price, then you can visit the back office. Also, one should, Mr. Vinod has a query. Also, one should be able to sell or buy more from the portfolio screen as well. Uh, Mr. Vinod, we can purchase the same from the holdings. We just have to click on the holdings. We have to click and we can square it off. That means we can square off the position and add more to it. So you can do it from the holdings tab. So you need not go to the trade tab as you do not want to. You can do the same from here. When you click on square off, it takes you directly to the trade tab. You have to enter the, it also gives you an option whether you want to square it off at what exchange, because you had purchased it at NSE. So if you want to sell it at NSE or BSE, so you have to select the exchange, click on square off, and it would be taken over there. So I hope, Mr. Kanaya and Mr. Vinod, I've addressed your query. Mr. Vinod, are you planning in the future? Mr. Vinod, as you are a client and as you have given us a suggestion, we'll surely think about it. I'll forward the same to my management department and I'll ask them that some of our clients have a suggestion, to be more precise, your name, and I'll show this chat to them and surely we'll think about it, sir. I hope I've addressed all the queries of the clients. All the viewers, do you have any queries? Please submit the same in the chat window. I hope all the viewers are viewing this video. The recording of the same would be uploaded in the YouTube, and you can view it later also. If you have any queries, please view the same. Please submit in the chat window. I would answer you all from here. My pleasure, Mr. Vinod. So as in today's webinar, we saw how we could log in into the Sign Mobile application, what are the features available, what are the features and the components on the dashboard, and how we can use it for daily trading, the market overview, what are the columns added into the market overview, how we can use that, how we can trade from there. We also went to the watch list, how we could create a market watch, trade from there, and lastly, we also saw fund transfer, how we could pay in the amount and pay out the amount. So I hope that today's webinar covered all your doubts, clarified you all the doubts. And if you have any queries, you can still type in the chat window as it's open. And if you are clear with it, you can, as Mr. Vinod has said, he has no more queries. So if you all have any queries, you can submit it in the chat window. If not, we would end this webinar. And if you have any, if you want to share your views and ideas, please comment on our Facebook page. Do like and comment this webinar. If you, we would surely welcome your ideas. If you want to, please contact us through Facebook, Twitter, or Google, and we would surely help you with the same. If you have any queries, and if I have missed out on any of the query, I would surely revert you over the email. You can also feel free to contact us on our mobile, on our email ID. Our contact number would be 02261208000 with the extension 2, that is for support. Or you can email us at support@vnsfin.com or contact us at vnsfin.com. Or you can also use the chat facilities available on our screen. On our website, there is a chat facility available, so you need not call us, contact us through the phone, or you are not able to email us, internet connectivity problem. You can use the chat facility, and we have chat executives who will surely help you. So I would like to thank all my viewers for attending this webinar. I hope this was helpful for all of you. Thank you, Mr. Vinod. Thanks a lot for your compliment. You can also comment if you like our services. You can comment and like our Facebook page. And if you want more of these webinars, you can comment on our Facebook page and give us ideas about what you want to know. We are always glad to know that our clients like our services. So as there are no more queries, I would like to conclude with this webinar. I would like to thank all my viewers for attending this webinar. We would be uploading this for future reference. You all can go through this on YouTube. We'll upload it soon. And thank you everyone for attending this. Have a great day.